Hi, I'm Pernella Harris, founder of Restorative Family Services, and today we are continuing our series on stinking thinking. Today we're particularly focusing on the cognitive distortion of all or nothing thinking. All or nothing thinking is a cognitive distortion in which we perceive ourselves or others in extremes or absolutes. Individuals struggling with this perception error or cognitive distortion either sees themselves as a complete success or complete failure. And individuals who struggle with anxiety and depression tend to focus on the extremes that highlight their inadequacies or shortcomings. All or nothing thinking keeps us from thinking outside the box, being creative and fluid in our thought process, looking at alternative or realistic view of the world. So let's try to understand what all or nothing thinking looks like. Let's say, for example, you're with a group of friends and you're deciding what restaurant to go eat at. Everyone takes a vote and your vote doesn't win. If you have all or nothing thinking, you start to think, no one ever chooses what I want to choose, or my friends don't really like me, they tolerate me. Here's another example. Let's say you have a long-time friend that you come to talk to about a dispute that you've had with a coworker, and your friend talks to you about ways that you could have handled that dispute differently. You immediately begin to think, you know what? You're not on my side. You always are taking the other side. Or some people might even say, if you're not with me, you're against me. Or how about this example where, let's say you're a student at school and you're very friendly, lots of people like you, enjoy being around you, most people are nice to you, and someone's having a bad day and they come up to you and they say something really mean to you. Immediately you start to think, everyone hates me. No one likes me. The next example is, let's suppose you're a spouse, and for the most part, your partner or spouse shows appreciation and you helping out with the chores around the house and things of that nature. And your spouse provides some feedback on how they feel you should improve a chore. If you have all or nothing thinking, you begin to think, nothing I ever do is good enough. I can't please this person. They're never happy. They're never satisfied. Or how about our last example, which is, let's say you manage to muster up the courage to ask for a girl that you've been interested's telephone number, and she gives you the telephone number and you call. She doesn't pick up when you call. If you have all or nothing thinking, you immediately begin to think, I'm a complete failure. How could I have been so foolish to think she would be interested in anyone like me? This type of thinking error is reflective of our perceptions of ourselves. So, in order to combat this type of thinking errors, we have to start to look at our self-concept. What is our relationship with ourselves? And how is that being played out in how we think about ourselves and our environment? So, let's think about how we can challenge all or nothing thinking if it creeps up again. We can challenge all or nothing thinking by asking ourselves 5 questions. 1. Is there a more positive way to think about this event or situation? 2. Is there evidence that supports my assumption? And what's the quality of that evidence? 3. Is this helpful or harmful? Is this making us mentally strong or mentally weak? 4. Ask for clarity. Can you clarify what you meant when you said X, Y, and Z? Or I thought that when you didn't call, that you were somehow mad at me. So asking for clarity or clarification. And lastly, recognizing all or nothing thinking and disputing it with positive self-talk. So when you come down on yourself, I'm a complete failure. No, you mustered up the courage to ask the girl out on a date. You had a lot of courage to do that. That was very brave. Or when you don't think you're fit for the promotion, start to look at your resume and say, you know what, I'm just as qualified as any other candidate, and I have experience with this company, and I've been growing and learning. So that's all I have for all or nothing thinking. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching.